Today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to design using Slide Master. Now you need to also open your blank PowerPoint presentation. And the question is, why do I design in Slide Master? When you design in Slide Master, it makes your work far easier. So in case if you need to add anything to your slides or make any adjustment after you have done your designing, so instead of going to each slide individually, you can simply go to Slide Master and make the adjustment in Slide Master, and then the adjustments will be made to your slides. Now that you have opened your slide, to get to Slide Master, you go to View. When you go to View, look on your ribbon and you select Slide Master. Now, Slide Master will give you a list of different slides that you can design. Now, if any adjustment you make to this master slide here, this is the first slide on the list, it will happen to all the slide. But for today, we're not going to touch this first slide. We're going to go to the second slide, which is the slide that has your title on it, or what we'd call your welcome slide. Here you will make the different editing, the different design you want to make to this slide. Now here we have your title slide. Take for instance that you want to put on a special background on the slide, one that you have downloaded, or you have a picture that you have that you want to put on the background, or you want to put a background that matches your theme that you want, and you want it on the welcome slide. So you can simply go to background style, so it's under the tab that says slide master. Go to background style, select background style. If you want to use any of these colors, as you see I'm passing over the colors will change. That color will go on your slide. So what if you have a special one? You go to format background. Now from the list you will get a window pop up over on your right. You can have a solid background, you can use gradient, and the different gradient will show the different color scheme that you can actually use, where you can actually mix colors and add it to your slides. If you want to mix your colors, you can add it. If you want to add a picture, you can add a picture. Now to add a picture, you will go to File, and then from your file you would have selected a picture that you have. So I have downloaded some background on my computer that I can use. So I select this background and I'll select insert. Now this background now is embedded on my slide. Now if you look at my background, it's a little bit dark, it's high. I can reduce the transparency on it by simply going to the transparency option here, and I can adjust it to where I want, so it is not that dark. So you can change the transparency on your slide. You can also format your text box. What if your background is dark, you want to adjust these text box, you want to add colors to them? You can simply click on it, go to home. You can fill these with colors. So whatever color you like, you can fill them with colors, and you can add colors that add to your presentation. You can also go ahead here and change the font and the font style. So whatever font you want here, you go ahead and put that font. Say if I want the Verdana, I can put Verdana, and I want to change this from 60 to say 40. I can make that 40, and I could do the same thing down here. I can go ahead and I can change the font style, and to my liking, and I can center it. I can go to alignment and align it to how I want it. So it's all up to you how you want to design your presentation. And so I can center it and do all of those things with your formatting. The next thing I'm going to do with my slide, and this is just for design purpose, I'm going to make a banner just to enhance my presentation. So I'm going to select some pictures and I'm going to make my banner. Your banner can be at the top, it can be at the side, it can be in the center. So I've pre-downloaded some pictures. So I'll go to insert, I'll find my pictures that I have downloaded, and these pictures are related to technology. Now here are my pictures that I have downloaded. Now I can select all 4 pictures. I'm going to use 4 pictures to make my banner. So I select this one, hold on the control key and bring across the other pictures, and then I select insert. Now all 4 pictures are now on my slide. Now to ungroup them, I click on the empty space on my slide to ungroup them. Now I can organize my pictures how I want to organize them. And I'm going to put them beside each other. I'm going to resize them so that each of them have the same size. So I can put them at the, and ensure that you measure them, you resize them, get the same width, get the same length. Alright, so I realize I got the width the same. So I adjust that one. I can come and do the same thing with this one. So I'm adjusting these. I'm making a banner just to enhance my presentation. And I'm putting them beside each other. So I'm stretching this. I want it to be a bit wider. So I'll be stretching it and making it as wide as I want it, so that it matches with the others. I do the same thing for this one and just adjust them. Now I have made my banner. Now the thing that I want to do, I want to group them, that it is grouped as one image, so that whenever I move it, everything moves together. So I can click on this one as I do, hold on control and click on them. Then I go to format, then I select group, and then I select group here again. Now this is one picture. I can move it, put it wherever I want to put it, and I can stretch it as one, and everything will stretch at the same size. Now if I want to even put this at the side of my slide, I can put it at the slide, I can turn it, whatever I want to do with it, and can turn it and adjust it and get everything back to where I want it. Alright, so now I have my banner in, and it's just to enhance my presentation. Now the next thing I need to put in, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put in some action keys on my slide. One for start, one for exit. So I can delete these if I want to, or I can make them smaller. At the end of the day, these won't show if you realize it won't show. Now to add my key, I'm going to select create a start button. So I can go to insert, go to shape, find the design that I want. So I like to use the oval. So I'm going to use the oval for start, and I go ahead and I put in my start button. Now I'm going to right click on this and hyperlink it to the next page, because that's where I want. When I click on start, I want it to move to the next page. So it's a place inside this document. So I click on that and I say it should be hyperlinked to next, and I press OK. I can go ahead, I can add text to this button here. So I'm going to say edit text and I'm going to type start. Now I can format this button here. Let me format it. I go to home. I add colors to it. So let me say green. I'm going to use one of these colors that are up here so that it matches. So I go to the eyedropper, and I think I like this color here. Alright, so I add that color there, although it's not matching it. It's a little bit blend into the color of the background, so I want to change that color. So I'm going to use the same eyedropper option. I see a pretty color here that I would like, say this purple here, and I click on it. I can go to shape effect, and I'm going to go to bevel just the same way, add bevel and add effect on it. So that's my start button. Now, because this is your welcome slide, you want to have an exit button on it. So 2 buttons you want to have on it, your start button and your exit button. So you can also create an exit button if you so like, or you can insert one. So let me go through the process of designing one again so we can design it. I want to design an exit button. So I'll be designing it this time with a box, a rectangle here. So that's my exit button. I'm going to add the word exit to it. So I right click and go to edit text. So that's exit. I am going to hyperlink it now. So I right click, go to hyperlink. I want to hyperlink it to my last slide. So that's why I say last slide, and I press OK. Just the same way as how I format my start button, I can format my exit button just the same way. So I go to fill, shape fill, select a color that I like, or I can use the eyedropper option and select one of the colors from my banner. So I'm going to use this red one here, and I can go and put on shape effect, and I add shape effect here. Now I have my start button and I have my exit button on my welcome slide. Now I can also add transition to the slide here. So whatever transition I add here, when I go into design view, that transition will be added. So I want to add this transition. I want to select a transition here. I like to use this one that's a gallery. So I select gallery. Now that's how the slide will enter. That's the entrance I'm putting on it. So I'm going to put on apply to all. So basically any other slide that I add, it will have it. I'm going to put on entrance, the sound entrance. So this time I will use the applause. So that will be the entrance that is on it, and I'm going to apply to all. Alright, now that I've designed my welcome slide or my title slide, I can go now to designing my middle slide, the slide that I'll be using mainly throughout it. But before I do that, I'm going to rename my welcome slide so I can find it easily. So I right click on the slide, I go over to my right click on the slide, and I select rename. So that's the layout. I'm going to call this welcome slide or title slide, so I can find it. So it's now renamed. Now I'm going to go to my middle slide. So this is a slide that I'll be putting most of my information on. This slide I'm going to have the information for my objective. This slide may have the information for my content also. Now the first thing I'm going to do now is to resize these text box, because I'm going to put the banner at the top of the page that I've created, what I place in the middle. So I'm going to copy and paste. So I go back to the first slide. I'm going to copy this. So I select copy and I select paste. You could have designed a different one if you so desire. Different design you could use a different design. The background, if I want to change my background here, I can change my background. So we go back to slide master here and I select background. Alright, and I select background format. If you want to use a picture, you can use a picture. If you want to use a pattern, you can use a pattern. We now look at different patterns that are there. Here are the patterns. As I said, if you want to use a picture, I like using pictures. So I select pictures. So I will go to my file and I search for the picture that I like. Now that I find the picture that I like, I'm going to add it. So I click on it and I press insert. So that one will come up. Now the transparency has now applied to it. I can also go back and adjust this transparency here how I want it, and I can do that. These text box, I can fix them wherever I want to fix them on my page. So I'm going to fix my text box. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. I'm going to bring this one over some more. I don't want it directly at the edge. Alright, I'm going to fill them with color. And that's the same way, just look for coordination. You could use the eyedropper option. So you go back to home. So you're going to fill shape. Now I like using the eyedropper because I can simply get colors that coordinate. Alright, so take for instance, I want my text boxes to have, say, one of these color here. Say take for instance this here, the hair of the girl here in this picture. I can click on it. So basically that's the color of my text box, and I want this one to be, say, this color here. So I can go back to fill shape, eyedropper, and I am going to use this. I think I like this color here. So I'm using these two colors. Probably not the two best mix, but I'm just demonstrating to you how to do it. And you can make your text box whatever size you want your text box to be. Now the next thing I need to do now is to add my navigation keys to my slide. I have downloaded some navigation keys before, so I go to my picture folder and I'm going to go and find them. So this folder has my navigation keys. I would want this key here. I need this button here. So to get both of them, I click the first one, hold on control, then click the other, and I press insert. Now to break them apart, I have to click somewhere on the slide, anywhere, then I can simply move them and place them where I want to place them. So I want a home key here, and I want a next key here. Alright, I am going to add a back key here also. Alright, so I'm going to copy this one, copy, and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to switch it around. Just simply go to the end and pull it, and it will come around the same key. Alright, Now I'm going to go back and use the same exit key, because what I want to keep consistent is that the same thing for exit right through. So when the students see that, they know that that means exit. So I'll be copy and pasting this one. So I go back to the first design that I made, and I'll be copying that exit key, and I'll be pasting it down here. So I'm going to paste it. Now, if it's too big, you can resize it, or if it's too small, you do the same thing. Now I'm going to put on a hyperlink on these buttons that I've just added. So we want to click on back. So when I click this, it goes back. All right, so we click on it. We can go to insert, can select hyperlink, or I'm going to use action in this case, action, hyperlink to previous slide, because it's going back. I want to hyperlink it to previous slide. Let's press OK. Home, I want the home one to be hyperlinked to the first slide. So I click it, hyperlink it to the first slide. Press OK. Back. Next, I want to hyperlink it to next. Next is already in the box. I press OK. The first exit was already hyperlinked. So what happened, because I copied, it will keep it will keep the same function. So you can format it, ensure things are how you want it. Now I can rename this as middle slide. Alright, so I've renamed that as middle slide. Now I can also change the font style that is here. So once I change this font style, whatever font style I select here, this is the font style that will be used. Like for instance, I want to keep this one here. I want it to be, say, 40. I can change this one to 40. And I can change the different font styles to whatever level. So what if I'm having different bulletin on it? You can change each of these and put them as at a different level that you want them, and a different size. So I'm going to keep change the first one to, take for instance, Arial narrow, and I can keep the size at 24. So that means that consistently throughout, my first one will, I'm going to change this one to, say, 28, and I'm going to make the second one 24. Alright, so that's one is at 24. So I have now formatted these. I can put on my transition on my animation on this slide now. So how do I want these to animate? When they are coming in, how I want them to animate? Do I want them to bounce in? Do I want them to swirl in? So I'm putting on a bouncing entrance on them. So basically, the information that is coming in on the slide will automatically bounce in. Alright, go back to transition. I have already applied the gallery transition, so I can apply it to all. So it is now applied. Now, when you're finished with master slide, you need to go back to slide master up top here, and then you select close. Now, to start out, basically what will happen here, the first one will come in, but to ensure that the correct one is selected, you go to, this time you don't go to new slide, you go to layout, and from the list you would select welcome slide, and it will come down, and then you can add your information here. To go to the other slide in the list, you go to layout, and then you select middle slide, and then let me undo that. If you want to do a new slide, you would have gone to new slide and you select the middle slide. Alright, so you can go through and select the design that you want from the. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert a number of middle slide. I'll show you something what will happen. So take for instance that I have all of these middle slide installed. However, I left something off my design that I thought was important, and I need to change it and add it to my slide. So now instead of going to all the other slides and adding the same information on it, I can simply go back to slide master. So go back to view, go back to slide master. So I want to add the BTDI logo on my slide. So all I need to do is to go to slide master. I'm not going to put it on my first slide, but I want it on my middle slide. So all the middle slide I want to have the BTDI logo. So I go to insert, I go to picture. Now I have a picture of it in my picture here. Now, so I find my VTDI logo, I click on it, I select insert. Now this logo is now on my slide, in the middle slide, so I can adjust it, I can put it wherever I want to put it. Now, Being as I put it on this slide, it will now reflect on all the other slides that I have inserted. So that's the beauty of using Slide Master. So I go to Slide Master and I select Close. Look at what happened. I place it only on one slide. Look at it, it's on all the other slides. If I wanted to change my transition, I could go back to View, go to Slide Master just the same way, and I can adjust my transition. And that's how we use Slide Master. It makes designing much easier. So if you want to add something or you want to subtract, that's how Slide Master will work. Now, if you have gone ahead and designed your presentation, no, there's no need, you don't need to worry that you have designed already. Now you're learning about Slide Master. Now you can actually incorporate Slide Master after you have done your design. Now it's the same process that you would go. You still go back to View, and you would have gone to Slide Master, and then you would have designed your Slide Master that you want. So I'm going to use the same Slide Masters that I've designed before. So I've designed some Slide Masters before. So these Slide Masters, now I can actually insert them in my PowerPoint. So you could come here just the same way, click on the second one and go ahead and design your Slide Master. I'm going to close it now. How does it work now? So the first slide I have here that you have already designed, I come to Layout. Then I would go to the welcome slide because I want this design to be my welcome slide. Look, your information will fit on it. So this design now, I want this one now for my, remember we did the middle slide, you go to and it's like a middle slide, and the design will come in with the correct writing, all of that will happen. And I do the same way, and I go through and I insert the middle slide into all of these, and it will automatically appear. Everything will be added to it, and you can always go back and format and place things wherever you want them to be placed. So what I need to go, I don't go to new this time, I go to insert and I select middle slide. So I'm going to replace all 10 of them here with the middle slide option. And if you wanted to add an additional master view, you could always go ahead and add an additional master view. And that's how you enter, you do it if you had already made your design, and you can always format these and change them up and fix them how you want to fix them on the page. So basically you can just go ahead and format these so your information, realize now the slide now has the information plus your master slide. And if I go to slideshow, I press transition. Continue. All right, let me hope